Hey, what's up? My name is Ronier, and I'm the owner here at Paving to Profit. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how asphalt contractors are consistently landing projects on autopilot without having to rely on old school methods. So first, let's talk about the problems. The first problem with having a heavy reliance on the old school methods is that it can be inconsistent. What happens when things slow down? What happens when something completely out of your control affects your lead flow? For example, 2024 was an election year, and that definitely affected some people's job flow. And so that's where the problems start to arise. I'm not saying to stop asking for referrals or putting down yard signs and doing those old school methods, as they are great ways to get jobs. But what I'm saying is having a heavy reliance on those same old school methods can hurt you when things start to slow down. Another problem I see contractors dealing with is low quality leads. If you have worked with a lead gen company like Angie's or a marketing company, then you've probably dealt with some of these bulleted points. Wasting hours of your time, people who are never going to move forward, losing out on deals because the lead was just price shopping, or maybe you've gotten a lot of leads but almost none of them turned into anything. I could go on, but I'm sure you guys get the point. The next problem you might be facing is not getting enough commercial projects. Now, this doesn't apply to everyone, but I'm sure an extra parking lot or two every week wouldn't hurt, would it? I've actually had a couple of guys tell me, I saw my competitor working on a lot and I didn't even know it existed. I didn't even get the chance to bid on it. Some of you have probably had that exact same scenario happen to you before. And in just a minute, I'll get into how they might have landed that project. Now, before that, I do want to mention one more problem that I'm hearing more and more every day, and that's crappy marketing companies promising you the world just to let you down. Whether things start off great before they gradually fall off a cliff, or overall the entire experience was just a huge waste of time and money. If you're going through any of the previously mentioned problems, let me walk you through how we can solve all of those issues. Now, I get it, you're probably thinking, who is this guy and why does he know all the problems I'm dealing with? Now, before that, I do want to mention one more problem that I am hearing more and more every day, and that's crappy marketing companies promising you the world just to let you down. Whether things start off great before gradually falling off a cliff, or overall the entire experience was just a huge waste of time and money, I get it. If you're going through any of the previously mentioned problems, then let me walk you through how we can solve all of those issues. Now, I know you're probably thinking, who is this guy? Why does he know all the problems I'm dealing with? Who is he? Well, we are an asphalt marketing growth partner. We only work with asphalt pavers, so I understand the industry and I understand how to consistently bring in paving jobs. And here are some of the many private clients that we have worked with. Here's just a couple examples. All of our testimonials are on our client success page, which you can check them out if you'd like. I'm not going to sit here and go through everything. You guys can do your own research. I do want to briefly touch on this though. Yes, you are seeing the numbers correct. From May to December, we generated a client 583 leads. These are leads that were pre-qualified by their project type and timeline, so not everyone even gets through. And these aren't just random numbers, names, and emails. That's an average of 83 leads per month, and I even posted this case study on my YouTube channel explaining step by step how we set up our clients' ad accounts right now in 2025, so you could just steal our entire setup and run these for yourself. I'll link it below. But anyways, let's move on. Now, to round things off here on who we are and what we've done over the past 2 years working exclusively with asphalt contractors, in 2024 alone, we worked with over 50 companies where 80% of them saw a 4 to 12x return on their investment in the first 90 days, some even more. Now, keep in mind, this was all done during an election year. And finally, we are so confident in what we do that we operate on a complete risk-free basis. If you don't profit, you don't pay, and that's guaranteed. So let me cut to it. We will come into your business, implement our paving to profit system, and solve all those problems that I mentioned earlier. So now, you're probably wondering, how will you do this and how does it all work? Starts with paid ads. The same way most of you probably found out about us is the main way that we will get you a consistent flow of new opportunities. The beauty of this is that you can predict how many jobs you get with how much you spend. Let me say that again. You can predict how many jobs you get with how much you spend. And not to mention, we can target only the jobs that you want to target. You don't want any potholes? No problem. Don't want any driveway projects? No problem. I can keep going. I'm sure you get the point. And not to mention, this is all exclusive to you and your business. None of the leads are shared, and these are leads that are reaching out to you directly. Exactly the opposite of Angie's and those other lead gen companies. And also, the biggest factor that makes us different is we qualify and follow up with every lead for you. That's right, no more tire kickers. We pre-qualify every lead based on your specific requirements and your location. And we handle all the follow-ups so you can focus on what you do best. And like I mentioned before, with paid ads, you are able to target only the specific audience and job type that you want. The same way some of you saw my ad, because we only work with asphalt business owners, we use that same formula, but for you and your target audience. And lastly, just to double down on what I said earlier, we are so confident in what we do that we are able to guarantee results. So I'll keep this short. If you made it this far, I know you are a true professional and we will treat you like one. If the shared leads aren't good enough, if the referrals aren't consistent enough, if the residential jobs aren't bringing in enough cash, or if you're dealing with any of the other problems I mentioned earlier, click down below and book a call if you haven't already. Show up to our call with an open mind, as I look forward to speaking with you and potentially taking over your market together. Take care, stay blessed.